Okay, people, here it is. The official New York State or New York Free State Republic Constitution Protected Travel Identification. That is my personal private identification number that I got notarized, certified, and apostilled. Of course, my name, you should know by now, my information, date of birth, and this ID expires on the day that I expire, because your identification, if it expires, it's nothing but a revenue generator because you have to renew it, and when you renew it, you have to pay funds, you have to pay some kind of dividends in order to get yourself a new identification, card. So any true identification or form of identification should expire when the individual expires, or when the actual item that is used as a form of identification, falls apart or is no longer useful. And of course, that face and the signature with my seal. If it doesn't have the seal, not to be recognized. It is under threat, duress, and coercion. Constitutionally protected, of course. First class private freeman American national. I'm an American national. I am not a citizen. A citizen is a corporate slave. This identification is not meant or understood to be state or governmentally issued form of identification. It is a part of the private estate. It is my personal property. It is a part of my estate and property of Charles D.D. Booker. Secured party creditor, and that's my secured party creditor number right there. And so this is the front of the card. Now let's turn it over and see what we got on the back. What is this card going to be used for? Let's see. The U.S. Supreme Court rules the unalienable right to travel is a part of the liberty of which the American citizen cannot be deprived without due process of the law under the Fifth Amendment. See Kent versus Dully, 357 U.S. 116 125. As a private freeman American inhabiting the land of New York near Mastic, New York State, this freeman American has constitutional protection. Please be informed that the traveler is a secured party, first class, private freeman American, and not a second class public federal U.S. citizen, and as such has served your administration, or rather your administrative agency. Lawful public notice. You've been served lawful public notice. And this going on Facebook and on YouTube is in fact another form of giving public notice, which is part of the reason why I do it. Okay, you've been given lawful public notice of this secured party status in the community. This traveler does not willfully choose to consent to your officer to contract, nor to be compelled to incriminate himself by answering any questions and thereby entering into any sort of verbal agreement unless you have a warrant for this freeman American's arrest, i.e. a valid sworn claim of liability. You must have that bond if you're going to make a claim that you're pulling me over, or there's a reason for you to turn on your lights, which is actually a federal and international crime to turn those police lights on. That's a federal and international crime. It has to be an emergency for them to turn those lights on. And the proof of this is when I got pulled over and I was brought into court. And when they offered me the opportunity to ask the officer the questions that I had to ask him, one of the very first questions that I asked him was, did you turn on your emergency markers? And what did the judge and the district attorney say? Oh, stop! What? You can't ask him that. Go on to the next question. Immediately, because they already know what it is. And they did not allow me to ask him that question. I tried to ask him again. They would not allow it. So, those emergency markers, when they turn those lights on, it's a federal and international crime. Because again, it's international because these are foreign agents. They're foreign agents on American soil. They are foreign agents. They are not citizens of the United States. They are foreign agents. Once they became a public servant, entered into public office, took their oath of office, they are public servants. They are foreign agents, and they need to produce a bond which allows them, that gives them their delegation of authority to pull you over and to conduct any type of detainment of an individual who is domiciling in this nation, in this republic. So again, I'll just go back to where I left off, i.e., a valid sworn claim or liability, or have seen this free man American commit a felony. If you haven't done that, you haven't saw that, then you cannot pull me over. You have no probable cause to detain him, as he has the right to free travel. Please also be informed that under the rules of the Uniform Commercial Code, this first-class free man American is not engaged in any commercial activity, statutory law, where motor vehicle licensing is mandatory. I am just traveling. Anytime I'm in my automobile, I am not in my car, I am not in my vehicle, I am not driving, I am traveling in an automobile, which is covered under the Constitution. This first-class free American is a free-born and natural free man American riding a motorbike or traveling for pleasure in an automobile. And this conveyance, form of locomotion, is his private property for private use only. So, folks, this is what it is. The New York Free State Republic Constitutional Protection Travel Identification. Mine. So, my license and the registration, or rather their license and their registration, they can have all of that back. That stuff is being canceled. And, we're going to establish this thing 100% in accordance with the Constitution and 200% out of their jurisdiction and out of their nonsense. So with that, thank you folks for joining me for this here video. And hopefully the people will take this information and increase themselves in knowledge, increase themselves in a desire to want to get out of this hole, this pit that they got the people in. It's time to wake up, folks. This thing is real. Come on out. Come on out. Come out of the matrix.